Hello everybody, and welcome back to Pokepaint, the series where I draw new Fakemon for my fan-made Pokemon region, Fore, a region based on the real-life Caribbean island chain, the Virgin Islands. I'm going to save the recap and contextual setup for the story segments later on in the video because a lot of you probably just want to see the new Pokemon, and if you're this far in, you're probably all caught up. In this episode, we're going to continue on with our gyms and tackle the fighting type gym. That means I've got two evolutionary lines for you all, a gym leader and a badge to design. So let's get started. The first one we have here is a regional form Pokemon that I've been thinking about visiting for a while now, and that's Crabrawler. Not because I dislike it, actually it's one of my favorites, however, any Pokemon fan knows everyone's issue with Crabrawler is its unfortunate evolution. But I'll get into that in a bit. I wanted to make a regional form of Crabrawler based on a coconut crab, which against popular belief isn't actually the real inspiration. Although the original one shares the upright characteristics of a coconut crab, the original is actually based on a mantis shrimp, which is why it's a fighting type. I wanted to play up that part of its inspiration too, exaggerating its claws as boxing gloves. Crabrawler, the boxing Pokemon. The Crabrawler of the Fore region take on a different appearance than their cousins in Alola. Instead of being ocean dwellers, they find themselves most comfortable on beaches, where they can hide amongst the fallen coconuts. So now for the real reason why I did this line today. Aside from the fact that one of you wanted a crab Pokemon, I don't know if I've met a single person that likes Crabominable. It's a weird concept and execution all around. I think a coconut crab is a much more appropriate next step in the design of a punching mantis shrimp Pokemon that already has some characteristics that could easily translate to a coconut crab. Because of their famous aggression, I created a more nasty-looking Demeter and paired with its more upright body and shell that resembles a coconut. The design came out more or less exactly how I imagined it. Cocobrawl, the boxing Pokemon. If given a coconut to hold, the Crabrawler of the Fore region will evolve into this evolved form. Much more aggressive than their Alolan counterparts, they are known for their massive punching force that can fell mature palm trees. This next Pokemon, unlike the others in this video, isn't actually a fighting type, but a water type. Don't you worry though, it'll become a fighting type eventually. A while ago, I had a very simple idea for a sea monkey Pokemon that was a literal sea monkey. For those of you that don't know, sea monkeys, well, look more like shrimp than anything else. It's honestly quite bizarre that they got the name sea monkey in the first place. Just about the only thing that this Pokemon counterpart shares with the real animal is its Pokedex categorization. I took reference from all over the Pokemon world to make this Pokemon. Its name is a portmanteau of simian and aqua. Simiaqua, the sea monkey Pokemon. They begin life out at sea and usually form packs that navigate between coral reefs so that they can attain safety in numbers. Although they are quite skittish to outsiders, they form tight social families they maintain until they evolve. The evolved form will act as our ace for the next gym battle. I had a vague idea for what Torangoro would look like in the end, however I mostly made it up as I went along. The color palette was a semi-natural next step from Simiaqua. These two were actually quite hard to find individual color palettes for, but what I settled on I think worked in the end. Torangoro's name combines the words torrential and gorilla. Torangoro, the gorilla Pokemon. Although they are excellent swimmers and hunt in the water, they spend a lot of their time on land. When it's time for them to lay eggs, they will swim far out to sea and hide their clutch in a coral reef cave. They will then return to shore and never meet their offspring. That gives us 4 Pokemon that we can add to the Pokedex this week, but we're a long way from done at this point, so let's keep going. It took me a few tries to get the gym leader right. I knew I wanted to make a sort of capoeira fighter for our fighting gym, and with a design inspired by the Karate Master NPCs from the real Pokemon games, the design itself was pretty easy to decide on. That's not to say that the execution wasn't hard to nail down, because it was. Since all gym leaders have a name related to their typing, Warren is a play on war. That seems to fit pretty well. Our last design to get out of the way before we move on to the story section is our gym badge. I very simply designed the Mastery badge after a red karate belt, as that visually relates to our gym leader. Now on with the meat of the video. If you remember, last time we defeated the Dark-type gym leader Mr. Nickit in Shipwreck Cove, and now, even though we find ourselves in the wild area type section of the map and could choose any of the next 4 gyms to go to, I'm gonna choose fighting. I bet you couldn't see that one coming. Moving south along the many small and unnamed islands and passing the seaside gate, we come to a forested and high-cliffed island known as Pelipper Island, with no trainers on it and a few explorable caves and paths scattered about with some items and wild encounters. It's not super important. It's not a super important part of our journey, but might be a cool place to explore if you find the need to level grind out of the water. More notable is this island is based on the real-life island called Pelican Island. Across the water from Pelican Island in real life is a group of towering stones, at the base of which is a beautiful coral reef. This place is a natural preserve where you can find a gorgeous snorkeling spot. The 3 rocks that make it so recognizable are called the Indians. Since the Pokemon World equivalent resembles the real-world place to a T, and these 3 towering stones sorta look like the coastline of Unova, I think I'm going to end up calling this reef the Castelia Stones. Continuing south towards our destination, we pass these towering cliffs with 3 massive sea caves to explore. These caves resemble their real-life counterparts, a group of 3 sea caves that border the Bite Bay on Norman Island. In the Pokemon world, Norman Island, I sort of confusingly decided to call Big Bite Island, both in reference to the bay that dominates the real island, but also because this island, made to resemble the real place, looks like there's a huge bite taken out of it, which I imagine is how the real place got that name too. Now in the Pokemon world, Big Bite Island has a small town on it. This already makes it more heavily populated than the real world counterpart, because it's a largely uninhabited island, aside for the bar and restaurant known as Willy T's and Pirate's Bite, respectively. In reality, there's probably no real reason why there should be a fighting gym here. However, in my memory of the island, when I visited it with my family when I was young, there was like this giant Jenga tower at the Pirate's Bite restaurant. Oh, I guess it's still there. Cool. And anyways, for some reason, whether it be the balancing part of Jenga that made me think of the martial arts, or maybe, I don't know, a trope of breaking wood with your hands, I don't know, not everything has to make sense, but I thought of a fighting gym. On the small island of Big Bite, if you follow the path to the gym, you will be met with the gym trainers there that battle with the Pokemon Machop, Crabrawler, and Makuhita. and also a gym puzzle that resembles that Jenga tower, sort of, that I talked about earlier, where you will have to pull these levers in a certain order to build a balanced staircase to the gym leader. This gym leader, of course, is Warren, and after some silly remark about inner balance being more important than strength, or something, I don't know, the battle begins. The first Pokemon he throws out is a Heracross at level 24 with the ability Guts, to give it that edge when it's in a bind. It has the moveset Brick Break for stab, bulk up to build its attack stat throughout the battle, Aerial Ace for coverage, and counter to hit you back hard should you bring any heavy hitters to this fight. Subduing this Heracross might take some real work, but in that case he'll just send out his level 25 Crabrawler, with the ability Iron Fist to boost its punching moves, like its reliable stab move, Dizzy Punch. The rest of its moveset is Bulk Up to raise its attack stat, Razor Leaf for just a little bit of type diversity, and Power Up Punch as a devastating closer, should you make the mistake of giving him enough time to pull it off. Should you not, though, and come out the victor, you have to survive round 3 with his ace Pokemon, Torangoro. At level 29 with the ability Battle Armor, you won't be able to get any critical hits off against this beastly Pokemon. As if that wasn't enough, he can stop any momentum you get with his first move, Ice Punch. Of course, followed by Bulk Up, because, why not? Might as well complete the set. Aqua Ring to heal himself throughout the battle, and Seismic Toss, should you dare to meet his might with some might of your own. Should you be able to bury this champion of a Pokemon with your own, Warren will gift you with the Mastery Badge. And let's be honest, probably the TM for Bulk Up too. Well, that's gonna be it for this week, you guys. It's crazy to think that we're at Gym 4 already, which I guess means we're halfway through. Probably actually more than halfway through, because looking at the Pokedex, I'm aiming for like 90 to 100, and Torangoro makes 59. So, with that, this is my team. Feel free to leave yours down below. I'd love to see them, and as always, if you like this video and want to see more like it, then subscribe and turn on the bell to get notified when I upload next.